Mahabharatam, in the Pandavas on their way to the Gandhamadana mountain, in the hope of meeting Arjuna on the way. And that was when the last episode, Kalyana Sauganthikam, happened. Next, it's about an Asura, a demon by name Jatasura, and Bhima's encounter with him. Let me first tell the story, Jatasura Vadha Parva. There was one Brahmin, as there was one Asura by name Jatasura, who used to visit the Pandavas in the guise of a Brahmin. He had some evil intention. So he was coming every day, serving them, looking after them, and whatever they wanted, he used to help them get it. One day, he was looking for opportunities when the Pandavas move away. And one day, Draupadi was alone, and Bhima, they had moved to nearby places, even Dhaumya. And then quickly grabbed Draupadi. He found Bhima's weapons there. He took them and started running. And Draupadi started crying for help. He couldn't go far. Bhima heard the Draupadi's wails. He came quickly and fought with the demon, killed him, and restored everything. This story, it's a chapter, it's a parvam on its own. I find it meaningless. It has no connection with the rest of the story. There is no context for a demon to come and create this nuisance and Bhima killing him. So it's a typical case where in popular stories, people add their own bit out of their imagination. Experts say that has happened to a great extent with Mahabharatam. They say originally it contained only 24,000 stanzas, 4-line stanzas. As we see today, it has got 100,000. So to that extent, it has been expanded. The Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute in Pune, they did an extensive study. Experts studied Mahabharata and they marked portions which most likely have been added. This adding, appending in English maybe, in Sanskritam it is called prakshiptam. Someone adds, just throws his bit into it. Prakshiptam it is called. And they studied the most likely prakshiptams and edited them out and brought out a version which they claim is clean. It's available, I haven't seen it. So these are candidates for prakshiptam, this Jatasura Vadha Parva. The coming couple of episodes are also candidates for that. This whole Tirthayatra Parvam itself has no point in it. Going from one tirtha to other and repeating and meaningless episodes in them. And one which is coming next, it is called Yaksha Yuddha Parvam and Manimadvadha Parvam. These are two parvams. Manimadvadha Parvam happened because Draupadi asked Bhima that, see, the Arjuna is a valorous person. He fights with an entire army single-handed, and he defeats them all, kills many. And you can see Arjuna's skills, valor on such occasions. And she said she knew that Bhima also is capable of acts like that, but she hasn't seen him in action for a long time, and just screwed him up. And Bhima, true to Draupadi's expectation, went out with his armor and his weapons, and he went to the camp where the yakshas, a sort of semi-demons, semi-gods. Yakshas, they are semi-gods with some demon-like qualities. He went to the yakshas camp, and he saw one yaksha by name Maniman. He came and fought with Bhima, and Bhima fought with him and killed him. That is one chapter. And then the remaining yakshas attacked Bhima, and Bhima fought with all of them, killed many. The others ran away, went to Kubera, who is the god of riches, and complained to him. And Kubera came to find out what is happening. And he found the Pandavas and Yudhishthira as their leader. And Kubera was mollified. He was cooled down because he had great respect for Yudhishthira. So he said, there is no problem. These yakshas who were killed, they deserved that. They had a curse from Agastya, sage Agastya, because apparently one of them spit on Agastya's head from heaven. And Agastya cursed them that they will be killed by the Pandavas. To me, that these yakshas spit on Agastya's head itself is to me abhorring. I can't imagine that happening. And anyway, there is no point in Bhimasena just by provoked by the Draupadi's words and going out and fighting with Yaksha for no other reason and killing Maniman. Anyway, so these are again candidates for Prakshiptam, appended. Next is a fairly big chapter, Nivata Kavaca Vadhaparvam. This is quite important. There were two groups of asuras, Nivata Kavachas and Kalakeyas. Both were enemies of gods. Both used to give terror to the gods. The gods didn't know how to face them because of some boon they got from tapas, from meditation. We mentioned Kalakeyas in the context of Agastya because they used to terrorize the gods, and daytime they would go down into the ocean, under the water, hide there, and at night they would come out and attack the demons. The gods. The gods didn't know how to face them. And Agastya was requested that because they hide under the water, the gods couldn't face them. So Agastya drank the whole ocean dry. That is what this story we had mentioned in one earlier occasion. So then the gods fought with them and killed many. The remaining, they escaped and they went underground into Patala. And it is those Kalakeyas and also the other group called Nivata Kavaca. Incidentally, this both together, Nivata Kavaca and Kalakeya, Vadham, the killing of these two groups, it's an important story picked up by Kathakali, Kathakali composers, and it is quite famous. It's a choice Kathakali for the connoisseurs, the people who are who are experts in Kathakali. It's not for the layman because it is difficult for a couple of hours, just action without any music. So unless you know the mudras thoroughly, you can't enjoy. But it's famous. One of the 4 great Kathakali plays. And Arjuna, when he went to he was invited to heaven by Indra, and Matali brought the chariot especially for Arjuna. Arjuna went up. After he received the Pashupata Astra. And Indra received him, introduced him to the gods. There we have gone through all that. And then Indra mentioned that he is being, the gods are being threatened by the Nivata Kavachas and they need Arjuna's help. They had got a boon from Brahma after long penance that they couldn't be killed by gods, by other demons, by animals, all sorts of potential enemies. The men, people, ordinary people were excluded. That is why Indra requested Arjuna to challenge the Nivata Kavachas. And Arjuna went with Matali, and Matali knew where the Nivata Kavachas lived. They lived in their own city. It is called Hiranyapura. I hope it is Hiranyapura, correct. And they lived in Hiranyapura, and the whole city could travel at will. So they would fly to heaven, fight with the gods, and come back all of them in the city. So the gods were really at a loss. And it was these Nivata Kavachas that Arjuna faced. I'm afraid we have to stop here. Our time is up. We will continue and finish this episode, Nivata Kavaca Kalakeya Vadham, next day. Namaskaram.